How's it? Indian Cowboy, DocSports.com. Coming out on July 30th as we get this video to you every day around this time. As promised, an earlier video to you, early for our standards, that is. And today's free pick is going to be between the Yankees and Miami today. We did have two selections today between Baltimore and Detroit as premium, and the Twins and the Cardinals. But the Twins-Cardinals game looks like that is no action because Berrios has been traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. We were actually on Minnesota in that game. But a 4-unit selection between Baltimore and Detroit today. Lots of action today between New York and Miami. That'll be your free play. We'll talk to you about Cincinnati and the Mets. We'll talk to you about Oakland and L.A., Kansas City and Toronto, and Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and Boston and Tampa Bay and Houston and San Francisco. As promised, plenty of content on the video today. Hopefully we'll be able to hit our top play today between Baltimore as they hook up against Detroit. I think it's a good play. I think it'll hit. We'll see what happens. Also like some of the other selections today too. I think all of them have a pretty good shot at hitting. I almost want to change one of our free plays, but I like everything, and you know, we're working on some other stuff for you, some exciting stuff for you. So we'll let you know more about that tomorrow. But yeah, obviously your free plays and leans are here every day. Indian Cowboy's been around for 15 years with Doc Sports, and Doc Sports has been around for 51 years, since 1971. So we hope you appreciate the content. Be sure to like and subscribe. Our best selections are over at Doc Sports. Those are our premium selections. We do have a 7-unit UFC selection on the docket tomorrow, so be sure to join us for that. We have it'll be 4 total selections in the UFC, so that'll be pretty exciting. WNBA resumes on August the 15th, just around the corner. We missed our soccer play yesterday. Hopefully we'll hit our soccer play today between Orlando and Atlanta. Still plus 1,100 in the Gold Cup. Actually, I should take that back. About plus 1,000 in the Gold Cup. 4-unit selection today in baseball between Detroit and Baltimore. IC8 football card is back this year. We're excited about the 8 football selections. Canadian football is back. Great season awaits. As you know, 7-unit selection here in the UFC. 7-unit selection, MMA on Saturday. Total of 4 selections on Saturday. So excited about that. Korean baseball winning season as well. We finished the hockey season on a positive note. I think we're 86-66 on the hockey season for about plus 43.25. We can't wait for the next hockey season to start as well. Your free play today is I like the under here between the Yankees and the Marlins. Typically we don't do totals for free plays, but I do like this selection quite a bit here, and I think it's okay to go with the total here. I like the under 7.5 today. I think both these offenses probably struggled today. The Yankees just lost 0-14 in their last game, and they had beaten. They'd won in 2 previous games, 3-1 and 4-3, and then Tampa Bay got upset and routed. Tampa Bay got upset and routed after the Yankees beat them in 2 straight games. So after the pitching staff gave up 14 runs, I think they'll pitch a little bit better today. The Yankees have gone under 6 of their last 7 games. Give Miami some credit here. They've won 3 out of their last 4 games as a plus 142 and a plus 193 underdog. They were minus 124 against Baltimore. They won 3 of those games. They were favored in their last game too, but Baltimore ended up making a huge comeback and winning 8-7. They gave up the Marlins, I think, gave up 7 runs in the last 2 innings of the frame. The Yankees again gave up 14 runs in their last game. You have a pitcher here in Thompson who went 7 innings, 4 hits and 1 run and 3 walks in his last game. And I think, given that... Actually, I take that back. The Yankees pitcher gave up 7 innings, 4 hits, and 1 run, and 3 walks in his last game. I think he'll pitch a little bit better today. But more importantly, Thompson went 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, and 1 home run in his last game. That's the most number of hits Thompson has given up all year. I think he gets up to face the Yankees, and I think this game will probably go under the posted total, under the 7.5, say, between New York and Miami. Hopefully we'll get you a nice free pick. Our free picks the last few days haven't been that great lately. But obviously, long-term... I think we're 33-26. It's not horrible. 164, 133, 316, 242, and 1396 and 1044. I also like the Reds and Mets under today. Cincinnati's won 3 in a row, 7-4, 8-2, and 7-4. Reds have beaten the Cubs on the road with 3 in a row. Mets typically don't lose back-to-back games, though, and they come off a 3-6 loss to Atlanta in their last game. Gray was 3 innings and 8 hits. And I think 8 runs and 3 home runs against the Cardinals. He struggled mightily. Sonny Gray went 4 innings, 6 hits, and 5 runs against Milwaukee. So back-to-back losses for him. I do think he pitches a lot better today. Sonny Gray is actually a pretty talented guy. I can't imagine him having 3 horrible starts. And then Carrasco makes his first start for the Mets today, the former Indian stud. And I think he pitches better today, too. I think he pitches well for his new ball club. And I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes under. I do like the Angels as the small dog today. This is a tough game. Oakland won 4-0 in their last game. Angels should be a little ticked off coming into this game, especially after going scoreless in their last game. 3 of their last 5 games, the Angels did put up 6 runs or more. Bassett has given up 4 home runs in his last 2 games, 5 innings, 5 hits, and 4 runs against Seattle, a loss. Then 7 innings, 6 hits, and 3 runs over Cleveland. That's a loss, too. Sandoval went 8-1-1, 8 innings, 1 hit, and 1 run, and 13 strikeouts against the Twins. So it's interesting because, I like the Angels, but Bassett is off back-to-back losses. Does Sandoval have a letdown? I don't know. But I do like the Angels today. I think given the fact they lost 0-4 yesterday, and Sandoval's not pitching that bad at all, so small lean on the Angels here. Kansas City and Toronto, I like the over there. Kansas City, and by the way, we're doing more content today because the last few days I don't think we've done as much content. So we try to make it up for you today. Kansas City has won 5-0 and 3-2 in their last 2 games with small dogs. It's plus 161 and plus 162 dogs. Toronto has won 13-1 and 4-1 over Boston. They lost the first game to Boston 4-5, but they did come back to win the next 2. Lynch is 1-2 with a 7.88 ERA. First 3 starts were against Cleveland, White Sox, and Detroit. He had given up 14 runs in 7 innings, but last start against Detroit, he was pretty great as well. So he has started to turn the corner. I do think Lynch turns the corner. Remember, this guy has like an 8 ERA, and what is the total for this game? Sitting at about 10.5. For an American League game, that says something about that he'll probably pitch relatively well today. Keep in mind as well that you have Stripling, who was 5-1 against the Mets, 5 innings, 5 hits, and 1 run. But he was coming off his worst start of his career against the Red Sox. He only recorded 1 out, 4 hits, and 6 runs, and 2 home runs against in that contest. So what happens here? Does Lynch have another great start? Does he have a letdown after finally having a good start? What about Stripling? Does he have another great start, or does he have a letdown? I think one of these guys is going to get shellacked today. Either Lynch, the young pitcher, has a letdown because he doesn't know how to win back-to-back games yet, or Stripling finally had a decent game in his last effort, but he got rocked against the Red Sox, and he's been getting rocked lately anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised at an over today between Kansas City and Toronto. Last 3 games here between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. I like the over there. It's a very small lean, though, but Philly just won 2 of 3 over Washington. Huge comeback in the second half of that game. 7 runs in the last 2 innings. Pitt just lost 0-9, 3-7, and 0-12. As the Brewers rolled him. Vince Velasquez had a couple run-ins with some Philly fans a while back, if you remember him. So the fans always remember when he has a bad start. Remember, keep in mind, he went 2 innings, 5 hits, and 6 runs against Atlanta and gave up 2 home runs, and then he bounced back with 5 innings, 1 hit, and no runs against Miami. But the last couple times he's had a decent start have all been against Miami. Every time he faces a decent team like Boston or San Diego, he struggles terribly. Will Crowe went 5 innings and 4 hits and 2 runs against San Francisco. He's actually won back-to-back starts. The public is all over Philly here with Velasquez on the mound. Pitt didn't get to hit a lot of pitches against the Brewers as well, but I think they'll get to hit their fair share of pitches here. Actually, I'm going to change the lean here. We're going to go with Pittsburgh, and I know it sounds crazy, but I like the Pittsburgh Pirates to get it done here today. I do like the over too, but I think I like the Pirates more than the over. Boston and Tampa Bay. I like Boston here. They just lost 1-13 and 1-4 against Toronto. Typically, the team doesn't lose 3 in a row. Tampa Bay just won 14-0 and had lost 3 straight prior to that. 6-6-3-1 against the Yankees for Perez. Fleming definitely struggles against the better teams too. Surprised to see Boston as the dog here. Boston is off of a couple losses. I think they have the better and more consistent pitcher as well. Not a bad idea to take Martin Perez here. Small lean on them. I'm surprised more people aren't backing Perez, to be honest with you. I see a 55-45 split. By the way, if you are on Twitter, we give the Twitter consensus. We curate all that for you, tell you what side the public is on. It's a favor that we do for our Twitter followers. And finally, Houston and San Francisco. I like the under quite a bit here. Houston has won 5 out of the last 6 games. San Francisco won 5-0 over the Dodgers. I think both Valdez and Gausman pitched really well today. Remember, Valdez has a 2.97 ERA. He comes off going 6-0-0 against Texas. Pretty phenomenal stuff. He probably gets up to face the Dodgers today, in my opinion. He could have a letdown, of course. But on a total of 7.5, I wouldn't be surprised if he pitches well. It's interesting to see the Astros as the underdog here, but keep in mind that Gausman Went 4 innings, 8 hits, and 6 runs against Pittsburgh, and he got rocked. He was a minus 300 favorite, and he lost that game. So it just shows how upset he must be after losing that game. He's given up 3 home runs in his last 2 starts. I'm really surprised the Astros are the underdog. It's not like Gausman is unhittable. He does have a 2.21 ERA, but he does come off his lowest strikeout total of the year, and maybe that's the reason why the Giants are favored. I should probably change it. The numbers indicate that the Giants probably win this game, especially with a guy like Valdez giving up no hits and no runs. I'm going to change the play because Valdez did get rocked by Houston, right? Or I'm sorry, by Oakland, 5 innings and 10 hits and 5 runs in his last contest. So I'm going to change it to San Francisco, and I probably should change. I'm going to change the free play to San Francisco as well. Okay. Just because Gausman is coming off probably his worst start of the year, and it's better than a total, in my opinion. So we're going to go with a free play here on San Francisco as your free play. Also a lean on New York, Miami under, lean on Cincinnati, Mets under, lean on the Angels, lean on Kansas City, Toronto over, lean on Pittsburgh, and lean on Boston. Hope you guys are doing well. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Indian Cowboy, working hard for you every single day. See you back here tomorrow.